Hey everyone, how we going? We're back in the jungle with Sora and the rest. And let's go ahead and save the rest of the gorillas. We've got about a few down. And hopefully we'll be able to... I'm gonna take go on a gander and say that I think we can get through this whole world and this next part. It's not too long, so long as you know where to go, which thankfully I do, you know. So we will take the vines this time, even though I know that I know I can easily make the shortcut there. I'm gonna go take the vines just because I think there's a few chests along the way, and plus, you know, it's got a save point there. Let's take this route and there we go, and jump. Oh, alright, okay. Wait. There we go. So yeah, I don't think this is too hard as much as people seem to claim to be. And what have we got over here? We have nothing over here. Uh-oh. Sorry. Just forgetting. Right circle. There's a chest over there. And jump. Oh, okay. I feel like I'm about to eat my own words, aren't I? Where I say, ugh, these vine bits, they're not that hard, guys. I think you all are overreacting now. No worries, no worries. I think it's just, you know, I'll remember how it works, you know. There we go. I keep forgetting it's jump on... There we go. See? There. No, other way. Whew, that was good, close. Let it stop. Slow down. So I'll admit, like, the jungle slide, the tree sliding bit, definitely a bit more, feel a bit more like Tarzan-esque than this, which doesn't exactly have the thrill of the movie of Tarzan swinging about. So, but you know, like I said, still close enough, I think, and you know, still does a good job of really sort of doing what I think these worlds are meant to do, which is really make you feel like you are really immersing yourself in the, you know, the activities in which the other the characters of the film partake in. You know, so obviously got things like carpet riding with Aladdin, or you know, swimming underwater with Ariel and stuff like that. So yeah, I think, you know, they do a good job with how they do that. You know, some worlds, of course, sad to kind of miss out on some bits. I feel like examples being, I kind of, and not to rag on the level even more, but the Pirates of the Caribbean one definitely kind of felt like it was lacking a bit. Like the only real bits they kind of put in is the idea that you have to kill the pirates while in the while they're in the moonlight, which doesn't make any sense in conjunction of the film, but either way, though, they look like they're hopefully improving it for the next game with it, which I am willing to see how they'll do with that, you know. So here we go. These ones here. So I'm kind of curious to know how many people possibly remember the Tarzan cartoon series that came out in that time period where Disney managed to just make a Disney show out of all their big movies. Would have been interested to see if they actually had managed to make a cartoon series out of some of the ones like Pocahontas or Hunchback. You know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure they would have been pretty bad, but you know, from the looks of things, they were almost going to do one for Beauty and the Beast, which felt like it would have been very limited in their ideas for plots, considering they're stuck to one location. Yeah, they also planning, well, obviously we're having the Atlantis TV series from the directed DVD sequel they had for the movie, which, considering the fact they had this was pretty much 3 episodes stitched together, I can only assume that was their intention. Right. Ah. use some magic on him. I feel like with the magic, like I do feel like in this game, it's this game in the series, the magic really is kind of just there most of the times for the occasional boss that needs it, or whenever it's relative to the world. And I do, I think they do a lot better with them in the definitely the other games, particularly with Birth by Sleep, where magic becomes a big structure with some of the characters. I'm gonna try. To be fair, I can easily just pick up the box if I'm not mistaken. Wherever it is, isn't that supposed to be a box? I'm pretty sure it's around the corner. Or the barrel, for that matter. We may as well pick it up and see what we got once we eventually get there. Okay. Throw, but don't break. There we go. Good. Actually, then there's no chests around here. If I'm not mistaken. Nope. All right, let's go up the ladder. Might as well get some goodies while we're at it, considering I think I'm a little bit low on potions at the moment, and as per mentioned, we have no shops here except for in Traveller's Town, though I believe there's a few occasional shops around, like in Agrabah. I think you can get a small shop. Ooh, that was close. Which is definitely helpful, considering... but alright, we can't get that one until we get Glide, so let's just go ahead and jump down and make our way back down to the camp now that we've got all the apes. Righty then, and let's take this shortcut, shall we? The fact that Tarzan even goes down these with you is pretty awesome, I feel like. And again, I don't think this is perfect, but if you had this kind of thing in like Kingdom Hearts 3, I think it'd just be completely awesome. Like it had the same kind of thrills, I feel like, with something like the Gummy Ship. Yeah, but I'm definitely on the definitely one of the very few people who are very positive about Deep Jungle, which I'm very surprised a lot of times how much people seem to vehemently dislike it. Like I'll say I'm surprised they're not more people more annoyed with the Neverland one we have coming up later in this game, because that one is just so it's just so claustrophobic with how tight they keep everything, and also just the layout of it all just doesn't really feel right, in my opinion. And also it's Neverland, and yet we're stuck on a pirate's boat or at Big Ben, which I don't think many would consider very iconic to Peter Pan. If anything, I'd say it's more iconic to Basil the Great Mouse Detective, which I'll say right now, I really, really, really wish they would have that as a Kingdom Hearts world, but considering I don't think they're really in the market for going for some of the... okay, I'm going to stay away from you because I know what you're like. Considering they're more in the market for some of the more newer Disney films or Pixar-related ones, I'm going to guess we won't see like any of them. So, to all you Fox and the Fox and the Hound people out there, or people who are rooting for the Black Cauldron to make some sort of appearance... Oh god, I can only imagine like how grim and dark that kind of world will look. I mean, it is weird to think like how hello, me again. Alright, gotta remember this is actual real fighting this time with it, so it's not gonna run away. Not really that hard though with this boss. I need to press Ray with the right time. Ooh, alright, you guys could do something, you don't just have to stand back over there. Ugh, great. How many potions have I got? Oh, great, thank you, Tarzan. I like the fact that many of the new heroes you come across come with their own potions, rather than relying on you to supply them. Come on. And God, we get Cure at the end of this level, because... here we go. Damn it! Made me waste my thing. Hat. But yeah, like I feel like the whole Black Cauldron period is just very... It's weird for them to sort of say it's Disney's dark period, because I can't say personally like how it was like experiencing it at a time, because I wasn't born that time. Like a lot of time it was just like, okay, I guess this movie came out then, and you know, but it's definitely one of those movies that kind of freaked me out a bit. I think the thing is that there are elements in it that I think could be really good. Oh god, we're just taking tea from the beasts we slain. I'm getting Jurassic World flashbacks here. Which, any of you see that part? Because I'm not gonna lie, there are stupid scenes in movies, and then there's that scene, because that scene was just like the dumbest I think I've ever seen in a film. And that was when Jurassic Park died for me. So, we gotta go back to where else? At the very top near the treehouse again. I'm gonna skip around these guys just because, well, like I said, I said we could hopefully get to the end of yeah, treehouse. Sounds like trouble. Let's go all the way back up again, shall we? Gonna make sure we're... Okay, Tarzan's got some potions on him, which is good. Let's see. I feel like I want to do some potion making before, or do some little mixturing bit there. Let's just skip ahead, and we'll miss the vines out this time, and we'll just cut right to over here. I want to say I can get that chest without having to get glide, or at least high jump. I do like that, the idea that they'll hand out extra platforming abilities as the game goes on. Ash, come on, we'll give one more go at it and then we'll move on if not. Alright, maybe... It looks like something I need high jump for, but... Yep, we're gonna need high jump for that. Let's get on the hippo. Get on the hippo. Never mind, we'll just... Okay, and jump on the hippo, and there we go. It's weird they don't have more animals in these here, but then again, I think it's weird that they don't have more NPCs in general in some of these games. Because, and I'll say this, I'm really looking forward to the fact that we're now getting actual NPCs, more proper NPCs in some of the games. Because most of the time we've really just had them appearing in, most of the time we've just had them appearing in, most of the time we've just had them really appearing in, sort of hubbish worlds like Hollow Bastion and Twilight Town. So glad to see that we're getting them for like worlds like Tangled and I'm trying to think of what other ones they've sort of shown off. I think Tangled's the only one they've shown it off for so far, though. If it's reason to believe that we'll have them for worlds like Big Hero 6 and Pirates of the Caribbean, and maybe a little bit here with Frozen. Alright, remember, we've got to kill this black fruit, remember. I was confusing it with the flowers. Ah, enough. Get the fruit. I think with some of the worlds we've gotten so far in Kingdom Hearts 3, we seem to have gotten a good lineup. I think, you know, like I said, there are some games that not games, there are some films that I would really like to see be put in. Like, I'm still waiting on them to be making an Emperor's New Groove one. Like, if they actually announce that and like before, if they don't actually announce that sometime soon, I'm gonna freak the hell out. Like, I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, that's the best thing ever. Because, well, sure, I mean, I want them to, you know, sure, some of the newer ones are kind of good, and let's just be honest here, saying that, let's be honest here, saying that you're surprised that, what's it called, that Frozen ended up turning up in Kingdom Hearts is, you know, like, who didn't see that one coming? It's like, yes, let's, should we put the, one of the most popular children's movies of the last decades in our game? Maybe not, I don't know, you know, do you think it's going a bit too overboard? I'm curious to see how the fact that Frozen's in it, like, how many kind of Frozen fans will end up playing the game without knowing what the hell the story's even about, you know, because... And it's kind of something to bring up is some of the people have been asking about the criticism towards as to whether it is right to criticize Kingdom Hearts 3 for saying that, oh, it isn't good for newcomers. You know, and I'll say this right now. You have full right to say that, okay, it isn't good. It isn't necessarily going to be something that newcomers to the series are actually going to be good to. Which, granted, let's be honest here, if that's like saying to yourself, oh, it's easy to jump into Return the Jedi without, you know, without seeing the other movies. Like, of course you're not going to know anything. Like, if you was jump into Return the Jedi and you didn't know who the hell Han Solo was, or that Luke and the connection between Luke and Darth Vader. I said that right there because I didn't want to spoil anything for anybody, but for those few people out there who don't know the secret, the mystery in Star Wars. But let's just jump in here and just cool ourselves down. But yeah, I honestly think that if you're going to put that into a score, then I don't necessarily think that's something you should put a minus against. You know, say, oh, well, this game is, you know, not going to be very helpful for you if you're someone who hasn't played any of the previous games. Like, of course no one's really going to, you know, do that. So, annoyingly enough, I can't really put any potions on at the moment because, unlike previous games, you can't put you can't access your menu until you defeat all enemies. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I reckon, honestly, I could beat this next boss in 10 minutes time, hopefully. Given that I don't have to restart the whole thing, which will depend as to whether I can heal myself. So clearly I'm gonna wait until I kill these enemies, get out of the rock. Okay. It does need to be keeping the controller away from the mic because otherwise you're going to be picking it up all those button presses, which can very much be annoying, I'm guessing. This one again. Enough. There we go. And we got some money as well. Alright, hold on. Okay, let's just... Alright, let's put ourselves on... Okay, we don't have any potions besides a Mega Potion, so let's just go ahead and have that with us. Goofy, I guess, should we give him an ether just for the sake of it? We'll be like, okay, fine, give him it, just to make him feel special. So, alright, let's go ahead and fight Clayton, you know, and... It's like, I could shoot the gorillas, or I could shoot, sorry, no, I mean, I could shoot these ape-like things, but I think I'll shoot the gorillas instead. Because that made total sense from coming out of my mouth.
Clayton?
I am stereotypical bad guy now, Clayton.
Not Clayton.
Mother. So, one good side to this first fight is the fact that you can technically run away right off the bat, so you ever feel like, oh man, I'm dying, run out, and I think the enemies don't change. Yeah, so it's pretty easy to start off with, and you don't need to worry about the Heartless. It is kind of weird them just sort of saying, let's just cut out all dialogue at this point, you know? Because I feel like I should have checked this up beforehand to see if it actually is Brian Blessed voicing him again. Let's be honest, this is a pretty ridiculous looking image just right here, just seeing him hovering above there. But I will say this, like, this is something I find pretty cool, so the idea of sort of seeing them saying, okay, let's actually combine Clayton with a Heartless. You know, that actually is something, this sort of imagery here I sort of think is pretty neat, and it's something that sort of feels kind of Kingdom Hearts-like in a way, because a lot of times with some of the main villains you'll just sort of see them say, okay, let's just have them, let's just sort of have them with how they are in the end of their films, you know, with them being them in their big boss, whether it be Ursula being giant-like, or Jafar, being a genie, you know. So this is one of the very few ones that actually say, hey, let's actually do something with him and a Heartless. It's not really that hard. There we go. That's how it's done. There, and I did it just then. Not that hard of a boss fight, honestly. No, I've been strucken by something, I guess. That key ended up bruising me sadly. And there it goes. I find it's weird as well how they... Yeah, there we go. Freaking finally. It's weird that, you know, Clayton wasn't in the League of Bad Guys, you know, but I guess it's neat in the way they sort of say how they do kind of add to that the fact as to why the Heartless follow them, is that they've got darkness in their hearts, and Clayton basically ended up kind of getting darkness, ended up overgrowing him when he was like becoming obsessed with trying to kill the gorillas, and thereby the Heartless ended up coming to him. So I guess that makes sense in that regard, and it helps to add to sort of the whole reasoning behind the Heartless as to why they decide to follow the bad guys. Now get out of here. You don't get anything else from us.
Tarzan home.
Tarzan home. But it's supposed to be where the gorillas hang out, or? So we've got a few chests around here, which thankfully we don't have any Heartless around, so we can open them up without any interruption. And hopefully I'll grab all of them. Still got a few minutes until we need to head back anyway, so I'm actually kind of surprised how quickly we managed to get through all this, but I guess I was kind of expecting the boss fight to go a tad bit longer. Like, it definitely kind of says something when, you know, when you compare the boss fights with the one in Wonderland and the one with Cerberus, to how quickly this one just went down. You know, how even the first one with the Knight went by a little bit longer than the one with Clayton. So yeah, for as much as they say, oh, this is a 3-star level, but like, you know, honestly, it might be easier just to go from Wonderland to Deep Jungle. Let's pull out some Uncharted skills now, shall we? Hoop. There we go. Alright. And let's head towards here. To where? Alright, that's getting really offensive now.
But that means... Huh?
The waterfalls. They're echoing all the way here.
This is relevant because
Friends there. See friends.
Oh, now I've got it. Eh, ha means heart. Friends in our hearts.
Heart.
Oh, so that's what it meant.
can I block my friends from my heart?
Same heart. Clayton. Lose heart. No heart. No see friends. No
Okay,
heart.
it is weird how they try to put in the heart logic into some of these Disney properties. You know, like as we'll sort of see with things like Halloween Town and Pinocchio and stuff like that. Even so, as I sort of mentioned, I may not have mentioned it. I actually completed this world first originally, then moved on to Wonderland. So I don't know if whether he actually reacts to it like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, glue it shut. Not naturally, unlike Wonderland, where he's like, whoa, what's going on?
I think someone has a new admirer.
No, 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 no! Please, you would kill me!
Back to Evil Town. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Heartless to that world.
The hunter lured them there. It was his lust for power that was the bait. But it seems the bait was too tasty for his own good.
Yeah, he got chopped.
It makes, I guess, it makes kind of sense because there's not really many humanoid characters there that would cause them to have darkness in their hearts. So it makes sense that you'd need someone very evil like to bring the heartless to them. So it actually makes a bit more sense now I think about
Always
it.
a problem. He found one of the keyholes.
Fear not, it will take him ages to find the way. Besides,
It is weird how the keyholes are really only a thing in the first game. Well, I guess they were sort of there in other games, but not in the sense that it's supposed to be locking the heartless out of the worlds.
speaking of which,
Yeah, so the whole bit with, I feel like I wish I had done Wonderland first, rather than Deep Jungle, just because that would have been like, whoa, okay, that's where she went, you know. Well, guess we better get going. Yeah, I kind of assumed when I first played this game that I was kind of stuck on this world, because of the whole crash landing. And we learned the Red Trinity. We can learn even more. Use it for? I don't know. Maybe Leon will know. Yeah, they say that a lot of times in the series. They say, let's go talk to Leon. Let's go ask Leon. I guess we could also ask the rest of them, but, you know, we'll just ask Leon because, you know, he's the only one who really matters. Every time, really, I feel like Sora shows some sort of arrogant kind of side to him. Here we go again! Alright, we shall... we'll just take the I don't know which one's quicker, but we'll just go ahead and take the Wonderland route. Though, I'll say this, considering we are pretty much right at the time clock, we will stop there for now, and we will tune back in when we will be right back at Traverse Town, and we will continue our adventures. So, thanks again, guys, and I will see you then.